We take you live to Cape Town, and we are joined there by the leader of the DA, Mmusi Maimane, for his party's stance and some of the action that they have taken in as far as VBS is concerned. Mmusi, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. So today you laid some criminal charges. Tell us about that process. Who did you lay these charges against, and what exactly are these charges?
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for having us. Let's never forget the fact that this is a case of looting against the most vulnerable in society and poor people, and therefore we felt that not only is it it's a criminal offense, it's an act of corruption. So on the basis of the report that has been tabled, we've laid criminal charges against all 50 individuals. We hold the view that there were acts of deliberate corruption. And furthermore, I think we need to track further who the other beneficiaries that emanate from those 50, especially when it comes to political party involvements. I think we need to get to the bottom of parties that treat citizens and a bank like VBS, which is designed to benefit poor citizens, as their own personal ATM. This requires a much thorough investigation. We often reflect on state capture. We lose track on the fact that state capture has been occurring and corruption has been occurring across all fronts in government.
Well, you're a politician, Mmusi, so let me ask you this. This is a straight-up political question. Which ones are those parties that you say treat institutions that are meant to assist the poor, such as VBS, as their own ATMs?
Well, it's clear that many senior officials have been listed, have been linked to the ANC, and some linked with the AFF, and I think that requires an investigation all on its own.
And then let me ask you, in terms of you laying these charges, what necessitated you getting involved in that kind of way? Is it a sense that law enforcement is dragging its heels on this matter?
This matter of VBS had been raised a number of months ago, with the bank in and of itself facing collapse, and where poor people had to line up almost extensively outside while money was already being looted. And so it was of great interest to us that we get to the criminal charges of this issue, because at the end of the day, what we can't say is that when somebody has deliberately looted money from poor South Africans and has entrapped them in a prison of poverty for life, why should they not face the doors of prison, where in fact they should be criminally charged? And so we went and we took that step because I personally, and the team went out to lay the charges, but I personally am as a South African, feel deeply offended on behalf of the South Africans whose money was stolen away from them. It is beyond, it is stealing from the poor. It is morally, ethically, and obviously criminally unacceptable.
I guess what I'm asking you is, why was it necessary for you as a political party to then lay these charges? Because you'll know about issues of capacity for investigation, and the more the dockets that are opened around the same matter, I mean, the more it takes away from capacity. You already had the municipalities opening some dockets. The PIC says they are opening a docket as well. The Hawks are sitting with 5 dockets, according to Angwani Murawudzi. Your cases, whatever number of cases you laid today, adds to that pile.
They should, and I think we must deal with the individuals themselves. We'd warned prior. It is in fact not only a contravention of legislation for a municipality to be investing in funds in a banking society, as it has been the case. That requires an investigation. But we feel that those individuals must criminally be prosecuted, because on a broad level of this issue, we can't say that we don't have capacity to investigate, and therefore that should hinder any citizen who feels aggrieved not to be able to lay those charges. We have a parliamentary role to ensure that once the investigation is taken thoroughly, that there should be a thorough justice must be served on those people. But not only is it a parliamentary process, it's also an ensuring that our institutions that are designed to deal with crime and corruption are much more effective. Our concern, and as a citizen, I'm deeply concerned about this, that the more we continue with the level of corruption that is rising up within the ANC, that will end up in a space where all our institutions are not going to be capable of investigating, whether it's a public protector, the NPA, the Hawks, etc. We've got to ensure that accountability is effected. And I am calling upon all the institutions, including the South African Police today, that we laid the charges. They must do everything that they need to do. This is an assault against citizens in our country.
The EFF absolutely denies that it received any money from the proceeds of the heist that took place at VBS. Their chairperson, Dalimpofu, saying that they absolutely didn't. And the ANC says it wants to see action against whomever is involved in this particular case, regardless of who they are. Do you believe these two counterparts of yours in the statements they are making?
It's not for me to believe or disbelieve them. Let's get a forensic investigation that disproves their statement. Let them come out and let it be proven that all of those individuals did not put money into their political parties, and let a forensic investigation take place. What is of deep concern is exactly the same as the state of capture investigation, that when you look at that, every single person that's appeared there is an ANC person, official at some level. Therefore, it indicates the fact that corruption as a system has captured the ANC. So, frankly, I would not until I have a report from an independent source, believe the statement that has been put forward. For us, we're saying let's follow the forensic process and let justice be done. We can't sit here today when South Africans who are poor are left out and then simply say those parties can never be held accountable and those individuals linked to them.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. That is the DA leader, Mmusi Maimane, joining us from Cape Town studios, reacting to the news that has been coming in the last 24 hours around VBS Bank and that report that has come out.